We are the virtuous Sangha out of compassion for the assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung kính đại đức tăng thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh. Thịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo hạ môn, như há liêu sanh thoát từ ly khổ đạc lạc, tập chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed Noble and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đan Thô Sư Chế Đô Ye La Hư Đi Sa Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Tát Đắc Tha Tô Ya Đa Ya A La Ha Đế Đam Miao Tam Mô Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Gu shang sheng sheng hui miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zhao yu. 我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识、弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Hòa Thượng Tiến Hóa, quý thầy cô và các vị thiện sư Thích Ca Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone. Today is the 21st of July 2023. We're here at Go Force to continue discussing the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra, and we are door number 2. This is prepared by Ching Liang, Great Master Ching Liang. He's discussing, he's going through the survey for the teachings contained in the Avatamsaka Sutra, in particular the stores and the teachings containing in it. He's discussing right here the 5 schools, how people in the past, the great teachers, the great Dharma masters, the famous ones used to divide the teaching, Buddhist teaching, to different types of classifications, 2 types of teaching, 3 types of teaching, 4, and now he's discussing 5. His reasoning is that if I can defeat the thinking behind dividing the whys, it really doesn't make sense to divide it into 5 classes. Then whether you divide it into 4, 3, or 2, and so forth, it's the same reasoning. Okay, 5 covers all the cases. We are on slide 458. Text says, the Nirvana also says the Buddha nature is called prajna.
涅槃一说，佛性一名般若。
Okay, and the Nirvana here refers to the Vijnana Sutra, where the Buddha taught our world, the human world, before he left. And so this is the culmination of his teaching. He says, I've been preparing you for 50 years now. Now I'm going to teach you the real truth. Real truth is contained in the Lotus Sutra and the Nibbana Sutra. And in this particular sutra, which teaches about real mark prajna, and he says that the permanently dwelling Buddha nature, or also called Buddha nature, in short, is also called prajna. Okay, we go into these concepts for you. These are important concepts in Buddhism that are sort of like the secret information, the highest level of wisdom possible. So Buddha is about enlightenment. Buddha is enlightened being. Buddhism, Buddha Dharma is all about enlightenment. It's a teaching enlightenment. What kind of enlightenment? Your enlightenment. Okay? Your enlightened nature. Number one, in order to accomplish your enlightenment, you need to go through these phases where you enlighten yourself, or it's called self-enlightenment. Okay? All of you, all of us can enlighten ourselves, need to enlighten ourselves. Okay? Because you have to do it. No one else can do it for you. It's a sooner or later, you have to enlighten yourself. Doesn't matter who you are. You could be a lowly person, to be a high level society. You still need to eventually, you will eventually become enlightened. Okay, and so enlightenment goes through this process of self-enlightenment where you understand yourself. Okay, that's the first step. This actually gives you insight into how wisdom is developed. Your wisdom is developed by teaching yourself, unfolding yourself, looking yourself, and studying yourself, and understanding yourself. This is contrary to worldly pursuits where they want to study others, look at the outside. In Buddhism, it says the fastest path to wisdom is to look at yourself. Because you know what? This is the truth. You, okay, are the core, and everything you look outside is actually a reflection of yourself. That's all there is to it. So that's why in Buddhism, the Buddha's wisdom is that forget about the outside world for now. If you want to have ultimate knowledge, to want to have wisdom, look at yourself first. Ignore the outside world. So far, so good? That is the secret to wisdom. Whereas the worldly people, they go out and look outside, they study bridges, they study insects, they study moments and structures and so forth. That's superficial knowledge. It's salesmanship. That is very, very shallow kind of wisdom, very localized kind of wisdom. Whereas you look at yourself, you see that you are endowed with all sorts of profound wisdom you cannot find outside. Okay? So that's why the key to Buddhism, the key to wisdom, the key to ultimate wisdom is to understand yourself. And that's what happens to people. People in the world, they search for outside, they acquire outside knowledge, and ultimately they die unhappy because they don't know themselves. Is that clear? So that's why in Buddhism, it gives you the insights here about how to develop or acquire wisdom. Is ultimately the person who has wisdom must know himself or herself, period. No other two ways. Okay? So we have a recipe, we have the technology, the techniques, and especially the track record of helping our people, helping all of our people, how to look at ourselves. Okay? Which is what worldly people don't know how to do. It's fascinating. The smartest people in the world do not know how to look at themselves because it's one of the hardest things to do. And once you look at yourself, you begin to understand yourself, then what happens? It's still not enough. Next level of wisdom is that you help others look at themselves and understand themselves. That's what is called enlightenment of others, meaning helping others become enlightened by teaching them to look at themselves. He says, hey, listen, I've done it, so can you. You have problems you cannot fix? I show you how to use your own wisdom to fix your own problems, to address your own problems. Don't look outside. You keep on looking outside, we will not find a solution. It will make you happy. You have to look inside. And so exactly what help, enlightenment of others means, that you master the process of how to enlighten yourself. Now you teach others how to do that. Okay? Why? Because this is what happens. When you enlighten yourself, you follow only one narrow path. Your own self, your conditions. For example, you're short. So you only have to deal with short issues, short people issues. Okay? Like some people, very short. So very easy for them. They don't have to worry about, issue with tall people. And so forth. So enlightenment begins with understanding yourself. So that's very specific to the individual. Okay? Very narrow. Okay? And by teaching others how to enlighten themselves, now you have a formula that applies to short people, tall people, black people, white people, you name it. And it's a different kind of skill set, different kind of knowledge, different kind of wisdom. Does it make sense? You don't stop at just helping yourself. Here's what happened to people in my profession. They become enlightened and say, oh, we are the best, that's it. You have to come to us. That's not complete wisdom yet. When you look at yourself as the most important thing, then you fail to develop a vaster, a broader kind of wisdom. So your life is very limited. Your wisdom is very, very limited. All right? And this is a mistake that successful people make. I'm successful, and that's enough. I can rest on my laurels. No, in Buddhism, actually, it's a lot more for you to conquer, okay? The vast lands, the vast boundaries of your knowledge, of your consciousness, of your wisdom that still need to be explored. Don't stop there. Okay? And so that's why this number 2 here, enlightenment of others, is so fascinating. It makes you humble. It makes you become more awe-embracing. Then you realize that it's so much more in the world, in knowledge, in wisdom, than your own. And then you see how important it is others are to you and to each other. And that's how you become awe-embracing. You say, wow, I need them. And they need me. It's a mutually beneficial relationship. And that's what the world of the Avatamsaka Sutra brings you to. You should expand your consciousness, expand your idea, expand your mind. Don't limit yourself. Don't restrict yourself, because it's so much more exciting than your little imagination, your little mind can conjure up. Okay? Because that's enlightenment of others. And that has a final state of perfection of enlightened conduct, meaning that you become better and better and better and better. Where does it end? Never. It's number 3. When you have wisdom and you have true wisdom, the one thing you can think of is to help others become enlightened. And you stop worrying about yourself. You stop discriminating of the others. You don't just simply help people like you, or people you like, or people you dislike. Some people are pretty wicked. They only help people they dislike. I'm not one of those. Okay? And so such a things. What happens is that process, you see, the beautiful thing, that one, you look into yourself. Most difficult thing to do. No one knows how to do that. And then you teach others how to do that. Okay? And that's part of your expansion, your wisdom. And ultimately, okay, the ultimate attainment is that that's what you do without thinking. Does it make sense to you? Because number 2, you're still thinking, I need to help the Jews. I need to help the women. I need to help LGBTQ, and so forth. Okay? Whereas number 3, you help everyone with no discrimination. Okay? That's called perfection of enlightenment conduct. You excel at that. Isn't that cool? That's the standards of excellence, by the way, if you will. Next, moving on. From this, one knows that real marked prajna is a proper cause of the Buddha nature, while contemplative prajna is the final cause.
是知实相般若，即是正因佛性，观照即为了因。
Okay. And this is a lot of scholarly things, but actually it carries an important message. So he says, Master Jing Liang says, from all this, let me tell you what it really means. That real marked prajna is the cause of the Buddha nature, and then contemplative prajna is the final cause of the Buddha nature. What does it mean? Okay, let's go through this. Okay, and it's related to us. By the way, it's not like some jargons that scholars came up with, which the Chinese would like to leave at that level, or their professors like to leave at this level. I'm telling you, this is very practical for us. Okay, why is it applicable? Okay, it's about the concept of real marked prajna and contemplative prajna. We talked about that last week already. Okay. There's 3 kinds of prajna. Literary prajna, where you read, you hear of others from the books, you learn from the book. That's wisdom, literary wisdom. The word's wisdom. Okay. Contemplative prajna, as I explained to you, is that the kind of wisdom that you produce. Okay, meaning what? You can solve problems now. Literary prajna is basically like your dictionary. You cannot prescribe medication because you're confused. You cannot tell one from the other. Okay? But contemplative prajna is that now you say, this is what I know. This is how I would solve this problem. This is my approach. I use this medicine here, that medicine there, okay? And then I throw out the other medicine, and then I have it by half, right, old monk? That's called contemplative prajna, because you form your own solutions, okay? Not someone else's. Now you become a prescribing doctor of the disease, of the illness, how to solve the problems. Yes? And real mark prajna is the ultimate wisdom, where it's nothing you don't know. There's no problem you can't fix. Why is it important? It's important for you to know this is what you are capable of. Don't stop too soon. Don't stop prematurely. Okay? It's so much more fascinating, wonderful, rewarding. So much more fun ahead of it. Okay? Don't be content with so little. Oh my God, you're such a small thinker. Okay? And so there, this kind of prajna, or your ultimate wisdom, if you will, Buddha wisdom. Your Buddha wisdom. Doesn't matter who you are. You all have Buddha's wisdom. Okay? And that Buddha wisdom there, the root cause of it is real mark prajna. Okay? With real mark prajna, you have access to your Buddha nature. Okay? So your Buddha nature comes within reach. Okay? And then contemplative prajna is the final cause, is actually the nail, the last nail in the coffin to help you realize your Buddha nature. Okay? Your Buddha nature is complete. Okay? Okay? And 462, these are the important concepts here, a little bit scholarly, but actually very important, that there are 3 causes of your becoming a Buddha. Proper cause, meaning the real cause for you becoming a Buddha, and then the final cause for actually when you actually become a Buddha, and number 3 is conditioned cause. What are they exactly? Okay, the proper cause is the real mark, like the text says here. The proper cause meaning that because of this, you will become a Buddha. Is that clear? If you have this, whatever this proper cause, you will become a Buddha. So far, so good? That's all it means, proper cause. Okay? If you have this knowledge, then you make money. Okay? If you have this, then you have wisdom, prajna wisdom, Buddha wisdom. So far, so good? That's proper cause. Contemplative cause is that by doing this, you become a Buddha. You accomplish it. You finalize it. You make it happen. Okay? And conditioned cause is by doing this, you are helping yourself become a Buddha. So only 3 things. 1, proper cause is if you have this, you become a Buddha. Number 2, final cause is that if you do this, you are there. Okay? It's not just a promise, but you will be a Buddha. You are a Buddha. Number 3 is that all these will make it easier for you to become a Buddha. Buddha meaning that ultimate achievement, ultimate wisdom, the big prize. If you want it, then you have these 3 causes. So far, so good? All right? And there's also another concept that you need to also understand the Sandi, the 3 truths. It's a part of wisdom. We'll hopefully have time to cover tonight. Okay? What are the three wisdom? These are the three highest level wisdom that we all must have. Would you like to know? It doesn't matter who you are. It is not about Buddhism. It's not about Catholicism. It's not about Taoism, whatever. If you want wisdom, there are three kinds of wisdom here that are ultimate wisdom. There's nothing higher, this kind of knowledge and wisdom. Okay? That's called Sandi. This is it. This is the topmost kind of wisdom. So if you know this, you don't worry about the rest. Right? Okay. Because you have these three kind of truths, it's nothing you can't face. Right? So what are the three truths? Three truths are truth of emptiness, truth of mundane truth, and number three, the middle way truth. Okay, what is the truth? What is emptiness truth? Okay, emptiness truth is that everything you look at, the little girl there you go, see? That girl right there. Every single thing you see is empty. She's empty. You're empty. I'm empty. This is empty. Ultimately, the nature of all this you observe is empty. You may not understand it yet. You may not see it yet. But the truth is that it's empty. If you believe in this truth, what's going to happen to you? If you believe this is empty, what happens? You will be able to detach from the emotions that arise from this knowledge about this thing. For example, for me, I like this. And you see the problem? If I like this, I can easily get afflicted. And this is funny. I told some of my disciples that they're enlightened. And they went through there. We brought them up there very quickly. But I never taught them the actual details. You understand? You may be enlightened because you have access to that enlightenment level. But when you enlighten, you still, all that means that you are able to understand these three truths and apply it in your daily lives. It doesn't stop there. Whereas you are not enlightened yet, you're still struggling with these concepts. So I'm seeing both worlds, that people are not enlightened, people are enlightened. And they still need to look at this truth number one, truth of emptiness, meaning that you must, I stress, must be able to detach from anything. That is ultimate wisdom. Can you detach from your son? No. My daughter? My wife? No. If you like that, then you have no wisdom yet. Second truth, given that you can detach, if you can detach, you cannot go to second truth until you can actually realize the first truth. You cannot jump, you cannot skip here. It's like skipping ropes. You can't. Okay? You have to say, I look at everything, I can detach. That's the truth of emptiness. Can you do it? When you can do that, then second truth is that the truth of mundane truth, meaning the false truth. Meaning that even though this is empty, all right? Even though this is empty, its nature is empty, but because of the timing, because of different conditions that arose, this is actually should be considered to be real. Temporarily. Believe it or not, it's called wisdom. Just because it's empty ultimately doesn't mean you must reject it. Emitofuo. Okay, there you go. Now we do it samurai style. Got that? Okay. So the second truth is the truth of the mundane truth, where this world here is real. Okay? To the people who cannot detach. For us, the people who have true wisdom, it says, I can detach. Okay? It's for us. But on the other hand, you cannot deny that for the rest of the world, they cannot detach. Therefore, it's real to them. You cannot say, you are stupid. You should be shot. You hear? You cannot detach from your affliction. Then you should be shot. Should I repeat? I look at the camera now. Huh? If I teach you, okay, work on your own afflictions. If you can't get rid of your afflictions, you should be shot. Then what's going to happen? There's nothing, no disciples left. Every time I have to shoot you, you feel lucky today, huh? You see, does it make sense to you now? I mean, you work so hard, you raise a child and bring her to dance school in San Francisco. And then because dancing is what she lives for, and you say, you are so stupid, you should be shot. You see, that's wisdom. You have to embrace the fact that it's real to others. Does it make sense? It's called embracing. You embrace the difference. Okay? So, the truth number one is emptiness. Truth is that everything is empty. Everything in this world is empty. Meaning that find a way to detach from everything. That's all it means. If you can detach from everything, you have utmost wisdom. This thing you still can't detach from, that's your weakness. Does it make sense to you? Because when I choose people who can detach from things that I cannot detach. That's called a wife. What is the matter with you? Why are you so serious? You understand? It's so beautiful because if you can detach, then you're invincible. You cannot be touched. Okay? So it's the emptiness truth is that actually it's a reminder. Where are my soft spots? You pay attention. You ignore them at your own risk and peril. Okay? That's why truth number one, you have to work at it first. And that's wisdom when you say, anything that happens, attack! okay, you can let go of anything. That is true wisdom. You're so free. Right? You're not worried anymore about going to the hell for breaking a bodhisattva statue. Several times. Thank you very much. It's the same one too, Okay, so that's emptiness truth. Can you let go? And if you can't, work at it. And the wisdom level has to do with this. How much can you let go? And how often can you let go? And that's wisdom. Wisdom is that sometimes I have wisdom, sometimes I don't. But at least I have a choice. Does it make sense to you? I know my wife is empty, but I love her. So can I just let my wife be my weakness for the moment? For 50 years? Or until she walks out on me? Isn't it beautiful? That's what I call being romantic. I take you for real until you walk out on me. Romantic fool. See, Daniel likes it. Who says Buddhism is not practical? It's very practical. You understand? I know you're empty, but I still want you. Nacho, what a perfect timing. Look at that. Huh? Isn't it cool? So emptiness is that what? I don't look at emptiness as everything is empty. I look at it as what is not empty for me. That's what I worry about. If it's empty for me, well, it's nothing to talk about, right? It's what is not empty that bothers me, that worries me. I need to work on that. Does it make sense? Yeah, truth. The second truth is that the mundane truth is that the world itself is real for most of us. Can you embrace it? And that's where you find peace in your life. Peace in your life is not by isolating yourself. It's by embracing everyone. Does it help or not? Does it make sense to you or not? Unless you live by yourself, then you don't need the second truth. Can you embrace the false and yet produce a better red car, a better bridge, make more money, or especially for Korea, what's in Korea? Make more children. Make sense? You see? And that's the mundane truth. Can you embrace the world? Do you have enough strength to embrace the world? Even though you know it's false. Okay? It's false to you, but it's real to others. Can you accept it? Can you live with that? All right? And finally, third truth is the middle way truth. Middle truth. Meaning that it's both empty and real. That's ultimate wisdom. This is wisdom of enlightened people. If you can have the middle truth here, you consider to be a wise dancer. Little girl. Yeah? Until then, you're just a dancer. Is that wonderful? You can be yourself, and that your wisdom is inside of you. Can you embrace it? Can you see it both as empty and as real? And that's the ultimate wisdom in this universe. Meaning what? You're not attached to money. It's empty. But at the same time, you want to become rich. Like Warren Buffett. He has wisdom. How can you call wisdom when you take $1 billion of gold buildings and then you throw it into the lake? That's stupidity. Huh? Okay? Does it make sense? So that's why. Yeah. Okay? So that's what enlightened people have. Okay? Enlightened people have. When I certify someone to be enlightened, they can embrace, hey! They can embrace this middle way here, where it's both empty, it's both real. Okay? So empty and real happen at the same time. Is that real? Is that for real? You walk into my lecture this late? Is this for real? Seriously? Luckily, I look at them as empty, so it doesn't bother me. You see what I mean? You can choose to be afflicted or not. And that's the middle way. For me, I'm both afflicted and not afflicted. All right? Was I messing with my slides, my own slides? Okay, so you see the three truths. This is the ultimate wisdom, by the way. Okay? Meaning, if I call someone to be enlightened, if I say, I certify you to be enlightened, I don't say it in that word. I just say, you're enlightened. Yes. Why are you messing up with my slides? Okay, luckily it's empty anyway. So, why is it important to you? I don't know about you, I'm telling you about my disciples. This is what's supposed to happen to them. When I said, I certify to be you to be X ground level. Okay? Meaning that you are able to see it both as real and as empty. Middle truth. This is for enlightened people, remember? Only enlightened people can do this, can see this. Both empty and real at the same time. Meaning what? You have it, it's nice. Someone stole it from you, it's okay too. When you have it, use it. You don't have it, big deal. You don't think about it, you don't cry over it. Okay? So, for my disciples who have been certified, who have been proclaimed to be enlightened, now they have a choice to live in their lives. They can say, I'm done, I'm out of here. Goodbye, world. I'm gonna die with all the birds singing in the sky. We listen to the same song? See, these people are boring, huh? I mean, God, they're so boring. I don't know how these people can live like this. Okay, so if you have true wisdom, then you have this, you can see it both empty and real at the same time. And that's how the Buddhas sees the world. He says, it's empty because they have this wisdom, it's empty, poof, it becomes real. Just like that. Because of this tremendous power of wisdom, if you will. You cannot do it because why? You don't believe yourself. You say, no, I'm too short. No, I'm not wide enough. Or the white people look at you, no, you're not wide enough. Yeah? Yeah? Okay? So that's why if you have wisdom, you enlighten. That means that now life is fun. Sometimes you drop a whole turkey and say, hey, I don't need you, I don't want you, get out of here, woman. And then the next thing you get on your knees, oh, please take me. And that's enlightened wisdom. Take me, but you don't take me, it's not going to kill me either. Huh? Make sense or not? You find it useful or not? Or is just nonsense knowledge? And this is what I have a problem with the Chinese or the Indians and so forth. They said, this is the emptiness truth. This is a false truth. This is the middle way truth. Well, it doesn't tell you how. Why is it important for you? I believe this is the first time someone ever explained to you in this way. Huh? Why is it important to you? Why do you want to go this way, this route? Because you can be free, at the same time you can be attached so that you make others happy. You're free, you make yourself happy. You can be attached because it makes others happy. Does it make sense or not? See, men understand and women, no. I want you to be attached. Yeah, I don't want you to be free. Sound familiar? Amen. Got that? See, now T even smiling. That's what happened to me. So far, so good? So these are the truth. Okay. And so let me go back to the concept here of proper cause, final cause, and conditioned cause. Conditioned cause, to take care of the easiest one, okay? Get rid of it. Conditioned cause is that aiding, okay? The things you do to make it easier for yourself to become a Buddha. Make sense or not? That's it. All the conditioned cause is that I will do things that will pave the way for me to get there easier. Whether it's going to school, whether it's working out or whatever, okay? All the conditioned cause are the aids, if you will. So far, so good? What about proper cause? Proper cause, it refers to the sutra says, what is a proper cause for you becoming a Buddha? That's what we're interested in knowing, not just words, okay? Because I am interested in knowing if I'm going to be a Buddha, what is the connection between me eventually becoming a Buddha? Anyone wants to know? No, huh? Okay, never mind. Then I won't talk about it. Sarah, you're too easy to sell to. So how do you become a Buddha? He says here, Buddhism says that you will become Buddha because of real mark prajna. What is real mark prajna? Real mark prajna is the Buddha's wisdom that you have. That is why you become a Buddha. I know it sounds like, so I'm a Buddha, therefore I'm going to become a Buddha, something like that. No! You silly cows. I want silly bulls and cows. Real mark prajna is the Buddha wisdom that you already have. And because it's there already, okay, it's guiding you to eventually become a Buddha. Without that engine, if you will, EV engine, that's the talk nowadays. EV engine or internal combustion engine, that kind of thing. The EV engine, you will become a Buddha. I'm trying to make amends with Elon Musk. He's very rich, So far, so good? Huh? Because you have real mark prajna or the Buddha's wisdom. That's why you will become a Buddha again. You simply are disconnected. You simply don't know how to wield it right now. That's all. And there's nothing that you can do about it. You will become a Buddha. And this is why it says the proper cause, because it means that you will become a Buddha. You can't help it. That's all it means. You can say, now I am Jewish. I don't believe in Buddhism. It doesn't matter. You can be Jewish, you can be Mormon, you can be, Muslim and so forth. As long as you have the Buddha nature, the Buddha wisdom inside of you, okay, which you do, you will become a Buddha. It doesn't matter. Huh? Even if you can't sit in full lotus right now, it doesn't matter. You will become a Buddha. All right? Sounds good? So this is very reassuring. The first proper cause is that because of this, you will become a Buddha. So that's what I'm telling you. You all have this something called real mark prajna inside of you. That's it. And that's why sometimes you know how to pick a stock, sometimes you know how to pick a woman, sometimes you can go and drive without thinking. You drive home and you say, hey, how did I get home? And you don't even realize you're taking all these streets automatically. And that's your real mark prajna, my friends. You realize that? Do you find yourself, hey, you find yourself driving around not thinking? Right? From the office back home? Any of you? I did it all the time. Because after a day's work, you're so tired, oh my God, I have to think again. Are you kidding me? So you naturally drive. Who needs EV? Who needs full self-driving system? Are you kidding me? And you know how much he charges us? Elon charges $15,000 for something that doesn't work. It will kill you. And Vanessa's husband buys you into it. I'm telling you, if you buy these self-driving things and you let them drive you, you expect to be killed one of these days. There's no full self-driving system. No such a thing. It's not possible. Why? Because, let me explain to you the principle behind it. Buddha nature cannot be programmed. Cannot be programmed. Period. It's not possible. It doesn't matter how smart natural is. He can never program fully autonomous driving. It's impossible. Your programming is thinking. That's not wisdom. If you take something false and stupid, how can you produce something that's wise? That's not possible. Your Buddha nature is wisdom, but your intellect is not. Separate the two. Is it clear now? Does it make you feel better? You may be smart, but actually you have no wisdom. I feel better about myself. You make money, you're smarter, you have a better educated, don't matter. But you have no wisdom. Okay, proper cause. You have wisdom in there, your Buddha wisdom is there, but you don't know how to wield it, don't know how to utilize it. But because it's there, it will guide itself. It will guide you and make you become a Buddha, whether you like it or not. That's what it means, proper cause. Said, you stuck, man. He says, Buddha wisdom says, you stuck with me, man. I'm gonna make you become a Buddha anyway. Yeah, whether you like to dance or not. All right. What about contemplative prajna is the final cause? He says there, even though your proper cause is your Buddha nature, real mark Buddha nature, whatever real mark is, when we eventually teach you what it is eventually, okay? It's just know for now that you have it, that's all. It's working inside of you. You just don't know how to use it, that's all. We are trained to using this. We know how to use it. You don't. Well, we know how to use it sometimes. You don't know how to use it most of the times. That's the difference between enlightened people and unenlightened people. Okay? What about contemplative prajna? Is actually a skill set I'm talking about. That is, it's a skill to say, I want to draw upon my prajna wisdom to solve my problem. That's what it means. He says, I have this big problem here. Big problem. I can't solve it. I don't know how to solve it. Anyone? Happen to anyone? No, huh? None of you don't have any of such problems. You said, life is so easy for you. No problems at all. Everything you learn from school, you got it. Yes? So, but there's sometimes some problems in life that you cannot solve. You don't have a solution for. Yes? Dictionary says, I don't know. Or Siri says, what does Siri tell you constantly? I cannot understand your request or something like that. Because I drive and next to me, Xin sits there next to me and she uses Siri. And I said, can we go to somewhere and ask Siri? She asked Siri, said, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay? So contemplative prajna is that we have this problem that you don't have, that you Google it, and you cannot find an answer for this problem, a solution for this problem. So what do? You need to create a problem yourself. Sound familiar? That's when you use this contemplative prajna to solve the problem. You're doing it already, but you're doing it using your intellect. Okay? You're using your deduction. You say, okay, A and then B and C, D and E. That's intellect. Contemplative prajna is that you don't think. I don't know, you said, is that something probably so important. How do you do that? Very simple, don't think. And I know you're looking for, and there must be like at least half a page on the instruction of what to do, right? No, one sentence, don't think. If you don't think, you activate this contemplative prajna. And that's how you come up with solutions to your problems. And this is what worldly people fail to understand how to do it. They always grind it out and grind it out and grind it out and say, how can I not worry about it? It's due tomorrow. If I don't think about how, who's going to fix it for me? You stop thinking about it, your Buddha nature will fix it for you. So it's a sales pitch, if you will, so far today, okay? I'm trying to sell you on the concept that contemplative prajna is a skill set that's so critical for you in your life. It's not just speculation, it's not just false thinking, it's not just wishful thinking, it's actually a skill set that you can draw upon to solve all your problems. Because you do it now, you get better at it, and that's how you become a Buddha, because Buddha can solve all sorts of problems. It's no problem that Buddhas cannot solve. None. And that's why you have to drill it. Start the drilling right now. Rehearse right now. Practice right now. Okay? You need practice. That's why the Chinese call it cultivation. Actually, the actual word is practice, man. Remember when you play tennis? Anyone plays that? Never mind. You guys, I don't know how you can live like this. Shoot pool, anyone? No? Pong ping? No, I play from the other side of the table. Come on. What else is there? T, what do you do? So, I mean, soccer? Basketball, soccer, right? That's not sports. Football is. It's for colored people. We are no good. Have you seen, only 3 yellow-skinned people? Anyway, the point, we're sounding racist. You are so racist. The point here is that you go through life and you learn Buddhism, in particular Chan is a skill where you learn to contemplate. Contemplate meaning that you fix your mind and stop thinking. You only think of one thing, one thought. That's called contemplation. I know the Chinese didn't explain it to me when I first started. They said, contemplate, contemplate. I said, contemplate? And then Master Hsuan then said, contemplate that, the Huatou is that you start first by saying, who am I? Who's reciting Buddha's name? And then you ask yourself, who's reciting Buddha's name? And and actually, it's not. It's the case where who's reciting before you were born? And who's reciting after you're dead? I said, that's not contemplation. That's false thinking. That's why luckily for me, I never took up Huatou like the Koreans do. That's why the Koreans all go crazy. Okay? And they're all Koreans are going, Huatou is number one. Nonsense. Now I'm attacking Koreans. You never know, depends on what kind of food I eat today. It's not Korean food. Okay, so anyway, so the point is that contemplative wisdom is a skill that in Chan you develop through Chan, but actually Chan is the most systematic way of developing it so that you fix your mind on one thought. Okay? Only one thought, doesn't matter, whatever thought you have. Meaning, in particular, the problem you are stuck on. Okay? One thought only. Okay? I'm hungry. 9:33. Okay? I'm hungry. That's all you think of. JC, question.
Question. So, do you hear me?
Yeah, I would think so.
Oh, when you said the contemplative wisdom is when you have no thought, does it mean that wisdom only comes when you enter samadhi, or like, is it the wisdom that only after you reach at the fourth stage Marat or higher?
If you ask, that means you don't have it. It's a bad advertisement for our program. My gosh! You see what I mean? They train on contemplative wisdom. They still don't know how to use it. Just very much like today, we talked about one of the anecdotes from Wei Shan. It says, not thought before thought, not form after form. I said, wow, it is pure Chan. Anyway, it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing to verbalize it. And the same thing here, you know, we teach all of you, train all of you to develop this contemplative wisdom here, contemplative prajna here, and I certify. Oh, you there already? And then someone asked me, does it mean that what does it mean? You see, so the point here is that it's something you use, whether you know it or not. It is not that important. It's what's important is once you become a teacher, that's when you need to verbalize, you need to explain it, you need to differentiate it. Okay, that's different. But it's something whether that you learn to use, that's all. That's all that matters. It's not talk anymore. It's whether you can explain it or not, it's not that important. It's about, if I say, go get me a red car. And you use your contemplative wisdom to get it very quickly. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? Why I keep on talking? Does it mean I sit here and think about this one red car and not the other red car? I don't care. Just get me one. The sooner the better. You see? See what I mean? It's not talk. Make it happen. That's contemplative prajna, is that how do I make it happen? And if you keep on doing that, it's nothing you can solve. That's when you become the final cause of you becoming a Buddha. Bodhisattvas, they do this constantly for lifetime after lifetime. Eventually, they say, oh, I fixed that problem before. And then the next person comes to me and says, Master, I have this problem. Oh, I know how to fix it. And so forth, so forth. And that's why eventually they said, it's nothing else is new. I got it. That's how they become Buddha. That's why the final cause. Does it make sense to you or not? Those are three causes. Number 3, conditioned cause, meaning you need help. Okay? You need to help yourself. Be smart. Very much like we don't simply eat Vietnamese food. We eat Chinese food. We eat, Korean food. We eat, pizza. Okay? So far, so good. And that's eating causes. Okay? Number 2, proper cause, meaning that you inherently possess it already. Like it or not. It's a matter of time, that's all. Okay? Believe in yourself. You don't believe in yourself. I can see it already. He said, no, that's Master, it's not me. Okay? You don't believe in yourself, that's your biggest problem. He said, no, me, Buddha? Oh no, come on. Please. And then your Asian false humility says, no, I'm brilliant, don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. So fake, the Chinese. Okay? No, it's not me. No. Okay? And so you have to believe that you have it. You're no different from Nacho. Nacho has it too. It doesn't look it. Okay? And number 3, final cause is that it takes practice, folks. You don't just talk, you have to do. You have to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And this assumes that you have the proper training. You don't just say, you don't reinvent the wheel. You don't say, hey, I can do it. Leave me alone. I can figure it out. No, you can't. That's the truth. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. If you left to your own device, your mind jumps in. It gets you in trouble. I sound like a preacher tonight. I'm very sorry. Next time we erect a tent here inside, like preacher tent. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Okay, you got that? So to me, this concept, to be honest with you, I struggle with these concepts. How on earth I'm going to explain to you? Why is it important to learn about these things? Because that's how I am. You don't waste my time. You don't waste my time throwing words at me like real Mark Prajna, which I had to go through for 10 years before I understood what it really meant. Okay? And it's a turn off for me initially. I don't see how we can help people have more a healthy and well-grounded, respectful Buddhism unless we tell them, explain to them in layman's terms, not just these scholarly words here that are actually confusing. It took me 3 weeks, 21 days, to finally be able to explain this to you. It bothered me. I thought, if I explain it that the way Master Shua explained it, I would not like myself. I said, get out of here. Okay? So far, so good? Does it make sense? Now they're looking at the 3 causes of Buddha nature. It basically says, hey, it's inevitable that you become a Buddha. If you want to do it faster, we have the technology, that's all. So far, so good? And remember the 3 truths. Emptiness truth. And this is a self-checking. This is what life really means. It's not theory, folks. Emptiness means that everything is empty. Which one? It only means to me personally, as I said, which one is not empty for me? Don't talk to me about emptiness. Talk to me about what is not empty for me. That's important because that's my weakness. That's my impurities. That's my cracks. The cracks in my armor. Okay? That's how I look at it. What about the mundane truth? Mundane truth is that you really care for someone. Can you embrace them for who they are instead of judging them? This is wrong. This is not good enough. This is so Chinese. God. It's so Taiwanese. It's so Japanese. Don't you hate it when people talk like that? Seriously? Can't you embrace it? This is so Chinese. It's so confusion. It's so Putin. No, I will not go that far. You understand? The Jia is that if you really care, you really have compassion, why can't you embrace it? What kind of person are you? And then the Chung Di is that's true wisdom, man. You can love and hate it at the same time. I love it, but I hate it as well. You're totally free. Questions? Yeah. Shall we continue, or are you tired? I'm tired after getting so excited talking to you about this thing. I don't know about you, but I'm hungrier than hell. You had dinner, I did not. Anyway, so shall we continue for a few more? 4
There's
predications.
a YouTube question.
YouTube question?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Are there actually people listening? Okay, go.
Question from Empty Mirror. Emitofuo Master, is it okay to try to use wisdom or ask bodhisattvas for things that entrench our attachments, like how to get along with my wife or earn more money?
Yes, as long as eventually you get rid of your wife, sell everything, give it to me. See, that's middle truth. Anyone else? Is that bad on Fridays? Huh? We need to go all the way back to Korea for YouTube questions. Massive desertion. No one is fielding YouTube questions anymore in the US. Okay, look at that. Isn't it amazing? You guys, look at the screen. Our headquarters in Wei Mountain Temple, there are 5 of them, not counting our personnel. This is our headquarters. That's where we train our people, the best of the best. Next. Of course, the flagship of Northern California, DTT. I don't know about you, I'm feeling depressed. They're not there, but they're there. Oh, this. The middle truth. Yeah, the middle truth. Very good. JC question.
Master, is it in my imagination or the Wei Mountain looks like there are some Korean people there too?
Come again?
Is it just my imagination? But it seems like there's some Korean people in Wei Mountain Temple too.
Yeah, it's not your imagination. Koreans are taking over WMT. Look at that. WMT now predominantly Korean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 Koreans in WMT right now. We call it we see sen. Wei Sensi.
7.
Wei Sensi, thank you. Wei Sensi. We're going to change it to Korean name now. We don't call it Wei Mountain Temple anymore. Wei Sensi. Welcome to Wei Sensi.
Master, we are 7.
They're all Korean except
Excuse me, seven Koreans there. God. Okay, not to mention at JMT's all Koreans. And Jewel Kong, all Koreans. Not to 7, all. Okay, was there a question somewhere? I forgot. Yes, one.
Question, but I have a separate question.
Yeah.
It was before in the slide there was so Master explained the 3 wisdom.
Yeah.
Right. It says 3 wisdom is the proper course.
3 truths.
3 truths is the proper course of the Buddha nature.
No.
I think
Real Mark Prajna is.
Yeah, but then I think the Chinese says something about the 三谛具足是正因佛性. So if you have the 3 truths, then it's the proper course of the Buddha nature in the Chinese text.
Yeah.
So but then they're not the same.
But no, it's the middle truth. It's not the 3 truths.
So the middle truth is the real Mark Prajna. The same. Thank you, Master.
The emptiness truth is not quite there yet. The false truth is not quite there yet. It's the middle truth that is, it's the merge. You know, man becomes woman, woman becomes man. Please, don't scare me. Someone says LGBTQ becomes. We all become LGBTQ. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Yeah. So everybody eventually becomes just like me. We have the
That's his
carpenter
prediction.
here.
You have the proper cause to become just like me. Good Lord. Yes, Wei Mountain. 134. Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, so let's learn a little bit more, get a few more slides. Moreover, prajna is apart from the 4 predications, so how could emptiness possibly remain? And prajna does not violate the 4 predications, so how could it not have wonderful existence?
又般若离4句，何曾存空？般若不坏4句，岂无妙有？
Yeah, okay, 465. It's 4 predications are the logic where you have especially give an example of permanence, okay, like it's something remains forever. Nihilism, where everything returns to emptiness, so the 2 extremes of knowledge where everything is the same, will never change, everything doesn't matter, we go back to emptiness, and in between, that's it. Okay? And then, so that's permanence and nihilism, that's highest level of wisdom for the worldly people. And they said that's a predication number 1, yes, no is number 2. 3 is either one, then number 3 predication is that both 1 and 2 are true, and number 4 is both 1 and 2 are false. That's all. That's logic, simple logic. Everything it can contain within the 4 logic and the 4 logical states. And actually, the Buddhism says, no, it isn't. It's kind of cool. You guys think you know everything? Actually, you don't. Because your wisdom is beyond the 4 predication. The wisdom does not fall into the 4 predication. Your Buddha wisdom is beyond your logic, beyond your logical thinking. That's all it means. So far, so good? I can go into details you like, okay? And it's beyond that, okay? Apart meaning beyond that, but also does not violate the four predications either, okay? It beyond that, it also within that. Remember, Chung Tao, the middle truth, is that if you have both zero and everything at the same time, so exactly the same thing here. Am I making sense to you? Say yes, because I spent a whole hour and a half explaining this to you. Comedian style. If you say no, I will never use this style again. Okay? Don't get lost on all this scholarly thing. You know, it's very Chinese. Don't worry about it. Okay? And so it says, so in particular in 467 slide here, it says prajna, which is your ultimate wisdom, your Buddha wisdom. Yeah, I know. Okay? It has no marks, meaning you have true wisdom, you attach to nothing. Okay? Not without marks, meaning that even though you attach to nothing, okay, but you accept everything. Okay? And number three, wisdom is a prajna, is that it can also, in a case where it both marked and unmarked. Okay? Chung Tao. Okay? And number four is that none of the above. Okay? So that's a logical thinking. You divide everything in the world. Logically, it should fall into one of the four states, four predication, four statements. And prajna is beyond that, and it also includes that. Prajna is not rejected, but it's way beyond it. That's all. So far, so good? So that's why you cannot understand. You try to understand, you can't. You try to make sense out of it, you can't. Okay? If you insist on making sense, insist on it being logical, you will never develop prajna. So that's why I like to say, it does not have to make sense to you. Okay? You have to know where your blind spots are. When you don't, someone has to point it out to you. All right? So prajna, so what he's referring to are two concepts I'd like you to expose you to. True emptiness and wonderful existence. Okay? Prajna wisdom is true emptiness, meaning that there's nothing that it cannot detach from. Everything is empty. If you have wisdom, everything is empty. Your body is empty. Your money is empty. Okay? Everything that's important to you, it's empty, meaning you can detach everything that's important to you. Can I interpret it for you in that way? If it's not important to you, there's no point talking about it. Okay? It's not important to her, who cares? All we worry about is what's important to you. You cannot let go. If you have true emptiness, then you can let go of everything. You have no weakness. You're not afraid of people approving you, liking you, hating you. It doesn't matter. You're free. You don't look at me, so what's the point in being free if you like that? I don't know how to answer that. If you don't like true emptiness, and go for wonderful existence. Everything is real to you. Oh, I look so pretty in the mirror. Ah, jolie, de me voir si belle dans ce miroir. Oh, I smile because I see myself so pretty in this mirror. That's one of the first songs I learned. Don't you dare laugh. A French song. Okay? Life is wonderful. You see, that's Buddhist wisdom. You cannot let go, then grab on. Hold on to it. Grow your hair longer. Curl them. Okay? So that's called wonderful existence. Meaning you say, oh, it's so beautiful. Can we enjoy the music? Can we enjoy the food? Can we enjoy each other's company? That's called wonderful existence. And so these are two important concepts. If you're truly empty, then you can let go of everything. If you have wonderful existence and you like everything, you say, I take one of that, maybe 2. 10? Okay? So you take everything, you absorb everything. And so prajna is both true emptiness and wonderful existence. Because it's empty does not get in the way of wonderful existence. You can let go, but you can enjoy it too. So that's why they say true emptiness is not empty because it has wonderful existence. Wonderful existence, okay, is actually truly empty. It's both. They merge together as called your prajna, wisdom. Impressed is not my problem. We stop here tonight. Thank you, everyone.